I think I'm live. Yeah, looks like I'm live. Excellent. Feels like it's been a while since I've done this. I'm just gonna go and check my stuff to see what item I got.
Before a young
Oh, zip it, Granny. I went back to my original TV. I got rid of my monitor, but I'm gonna wait for a few people to show up before I explain that. Ah, it's only 445 junk. Yeah. No good.
Hello?
Hello? Is that what he sounds like? Probably not, and that's why I'm not a voice actor.
Watch your back.
Watch your back. No? Okay.
You'll be arriving just in time.
Don't be shy, man.
For Vol'jin.
Yeah. Hey, I was talking. And that's why there's 0 people in the stream. Excuse me. Yes. Yeah, still that 445 crap. Yeah. We just can't seem to break away from it. Whoa. But I'm already halfway there for the week. Get that ring. We're going to find out real soon after that, sometime this week. Huge, huge thing. Been at 445 for months. Months. All of a sudden, apparently after this, we're going to be in the 460s. And I did get one piece of 460, but that was from something over here. This doesn't always actually happen.
My arrows strike true.
Dark Shore.
What do you seek?
Wouldn't you like to know? Heroic Warfront. There we go. What? Huh? No. It's... I saw it. It was 460. Heroic Warfront, the Battle of Stormguard.
For the Horde.
Let me click on this. Oh, this one is 430. Yeah. That actually is 430. This is the one I technically would have wanted. Is a heroic Darkshore. That one. Yeah. Yeah, screw that. Anyhow, I think I'm going to go play some Madden. I just wanted to come in real quick, like I said. See what people are up to. So we got rid of that. Might play some of that little skater action after. But for now, we're going to do, you know, that game I pre-ordered and spent a lot of money on. Let me go back here. Let's go to console. Bam. There she is. I'm not really expecting anybody to come in. I was in earlier for 10 minutes, then I forgot to do something. And, yeah. So I just want to see where we're at here. That's the autosave. Now, what's kind of really dumb is it shows you current franchise, right? That's my autosave, and then it says, you know, that's the regular save. But the funny thing is how do I know what franchise this is? How do I know what team I am? What if I want to create a new franchise, which I was kind of, you know, tempted to do? Like, how would that work? Now, they always recommend the cloud. Play online, solo with friends. I'm like, yeah, no, I'd rather not. Oh, I thought someone texted me. I like offline. Use the preseason roster, use the active roster. Well, isn't the preseason roster the active roster? I mean, that's the part I'm confused about. See, loads a 75-man roster set at the beginning of the preseason. This one says, use active roster. Import an active roster and optionally start a fantasy draft. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that, to be honest. I'm just going to go back and play my New Orleans Saints. Just because they got a nice clean white uniform, and I thought it would be something interesting. Play the season game. Excited to see. See? Create a save point. But when you... Maybe it's when you do new? Ah, you can name it. Maybe. I can't get rid of the caps. It's some strange stuff. There's some weird things in this game, let me tell you. You can't even... There we go. Let's take a look at that. Create save point. Yeah, see, that makes sense there. Now I can go back. Maybe and delete it, because I don't want too many save files. But yeah, I'm really excited about... There, it's called Saints. Okay, so that was my mess up. That was my screw up. Okay. Oh, it did say owner Saints. Alright, maybe I'm just not paying attention. I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Saints. And then this is... Yeah, that's going to make more sense. Yeah, so I was really caught off with the face of the franchise there. I couldn't resume, you know, playing just the moments. It was really, really disappointing. So this is the first time in, like, Madden history that they have, like, a bit of a story there where I'm not going to be partaking in it at all. But anyways, my microphone, I found a way to have it so that when it comes out on an angle, even with my big TV, I'm sitting a bit further back, it's not getting, like, in the way of my vision, which is what prompted me to wanting a smaller screen to begin with. But I am back on my 43-inch TV. Yeah, we're going to do play the moments. It's still a 20-minute game. Tree flowers, just... Okay. Let's edit the CPU. Yeah, Detroit Lions. The blue and gray. Yeah, we're going to leave them with that. And we're going to go the white with the gold number. Just because it shows the dirt more. Kind of weird that way. See, that one almost looks like Pittsburgh Steelers-ish a bit, you know, with the black and gold. So I like Pittsburgh Steelers, Miami Dolphins. The Saints, not too bad. I don't mind them. I like teams based on their jersey logo. That's how funny I am. So we'll do this for a bit. I've been streaming for 10 minutes. Nobody really in here. A couple people came in and said, oof, this guy again. We're done with that. So this is update 1.04. This is the first game I play since the update. Curious to see how the performance is.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit.
Let's do it.
Still nothing here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. From the 50, Stafford.
Oh, what was that? I totally botched that. But I love to play the moments, you know? Really, really do. We got to get Thomas open. I don't care what happens, he's got to make it happen.
Now Breeze on third down. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this will be caught inside the 10.
Very nice.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
A very early momentum changer there. Actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a third down. Felt like they had a
Look at that.
to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
Wow, that actually looked pretty smooth. It didn't look so janky, those updates. Jennifer says U-R-T. L-M-N-O-P. I have no idea what that means. Your T, your something. Hey, not too bad, Felix. How you doing? I don't know if Jennifer just insulted me or complimented me. Because in my mind, you know how I'm reading that? Your T. That's what I read that as. Oh, Thomas or Sanders. Who's going to get it? That's who's getting it. Oh, thank you. I'd like to think I am, but I'm not. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm good, just been busy the past few days. Yeah, me too. Oh, look at that catch. Now, just out of curiosity, Jennifer, are you subscribed to my YouTube channel? Or did you just, like, randomly find some crazy person streaming on YouTube? I always get curious how people find me, because I don't think I've seen your name before.
It would be about a 54-yard field goal, but instead this offense has elected to go.
Yeah, I love football.
Here we go with Johnson.
Nope, denied.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a
Oh, no. Well, I mean, you can if you want to. No, you didn't. You lying bastard. No, so that's cool then. So, sorry, I just wanted to pause it really quick there. That proves my point as to why I like doing the YouTube live stream sometimes, even though the UI's terrible. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Your name has just been changed to Sparkling Bullshit. Is random people find me on YouTube all the time. Probably because of the algorithm, because I'm starting to become, yeah, I bet, somewhat relevant. Well, I mean, 9,000 subs compared to, what, 56 people on Twitch? Right, so... But that's why I do that, mixing up a little bit. But, yeah, so far this game is, playing a lot better. Oh, that's right. I almost sacked him. Off of what? Well, I don't know why you keep joking about it. I mean, the first time it was funny, but then it just got old. I'm not on there. Oh, nice. Yeah.
So on fourth down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try.
Yeah, I was excited to make that video because it was kind of short, simple. Well, I'm not on there. I don't do that stuff. No, that's not me. Yeah, so just really quick there. But, oops, let me play the moment. Let me pause it for a second. Sometimes I have a hard time playing. I don't always pause it when I talk. But yeah, that video, I made it because the UI on Xbox tends to change a lot over the years, right? A lot more than the PlayStation. The PlayStation has actually never changed. Xbox can sometimes very dramatically change, and it has over the course of half a decade. And some of the videos were outdated. They weren't current. And to me, not to be rude, it was kind of obvious how to do it. But I was like, let me just make a video on it, you know? I was like, the Xbox has been out for half a decade. No one's going to want to see this. But I was like, these tend to be the videos that do the best on my channel. So I was like, what the heck, let me do it. It might help a couple of people out, right? And it sure looks like it has. And body, what the hell? Have you seen the Black Ops Cold War trailer? No, I haven't bothered watching it. I just haven't bothered. I've been so busy, and I went back to my TV. I'm no longer on my new monitor. I had to bring it back. I might get the PS5. I say might because money's a little bit tight. Let me just get back into the game. Oh, thank you. Hello, Kai. It looks great. Yeah.
Remaining here in the second quarter. This
But I'm
offense
confused
looking to
by
get at least into field goal range, but they're starting on their own side of the field. That'll be complete to
there, I trucked two of them. Oh!
maneuver at the 40.
No, we're spinning. Oh, that was a wicked play.
33-yard line.
That was awesome.
Play there just before halftime.
I'm trying to figure out what sparkling hokes mean by Jennifer. What's your body count? On what?
And build on their lead right before halftime.
Look at that play. Look at that. He's all like, nope. He's like, move, bitch, get out the way.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's
Well, it can be.
just outside the 30. To throw, it's Breeze.
Oh, yeah.
Just get rid of
Yeah, I
this
was
one.
getting sacked there.
And this one is incomplete. Traquan Smith, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down. Second and 10.
It's kind of hard to say there. Well, at least I got a bit closer.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
To Emmanuel Sanders. It's a gain of 6. And it's 3rd down.
Well, the best game out of the two is simply the one you enjoy the most. Right? It's like, what's the best console? I prefer the PlayStation no matter what.
Upon halftime, 6-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All
The
right,
coach.
Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in
I know
a
this
bit,
guy.
But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September.
I know the coach. I've spoken
Start
to him.
over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, and it's the Chargers who are out in front. The Chargers have not looked too hot in the early portion of the year, but they could be on their way to that first W. From there, we're off to check out another game. And at this point, they trail the visiting
All right,
Bull-
coach. I love you.
Folks eager to get back to this week 4
But I gotta get
matchup.
back into
We
the
won't
game.
put up a fight.
What makes you think I have a PlayStation 2? I don't have a PlayStation 2.
Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead.
I got rid of a lot of my old,
Kick.
Whoops, what the hell was that?
And the third quarter will start with a touchback as that one lands in the end zone.
Yeah, I never
They've won 2
pre-order
straight, and
games
they win
unless
this
there's
one
an
as well
incentive
as
to
they
do
come
so,
up
like
with
playing a
first
week
and 10.
early, or the game is 50% off, or the game is about to be out in like the next 2 days. Then I'll just buy it for the sake of having it downloaded by the time it launches. But ordering stuff like months ever. No, I said I don't have a PS2. We're going on the PS5. I've had every console ever made for the past 35 years.
Have been hard to come by in this
I
one.
just
It's
don't
the
have
third
one now.
quarter. Defenses have reigned supreme. Can the defense reign supreme once more on third down? Let's find out.
Sack them and take the ball. That's how you do it.
Saints say they have it, and they do.
Yeah, I don't pre-order to play beta.
Somebody to get the
Look at that. That's me right there. Bam!
They took it out of his hand.
Give me that ball, boy.
Exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground.
That's
When you
it.
can
Sack
also
him and
knock
grab the ball.
free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Yeah.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
Yeah, anytime there's a pre-order for a beta, I very rarely do those. The idea is, give me the effing open beta, and the beta blows my socks off my feet that it makes me want to pre-order the game, and then give me like 15% off, some cool skins, a 3-day head start. Give me a reason to pre-order that bullshit and throw hundreds of dollars at my console without seeing a goddamn thing for months on end. I don't see the point in doing that.
Well, points have been hard to come by in this one, and it's the third quarter.
Dig and go.
Defenses have reigned reigns supreme.
Ooh, look at Thomas. He wants a piece of that action.
Looking long for Thomas.
Get off me, boy. Woo! That's how you do it.
Michael Thomas.
That's how I roll.
TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the
Look at
first
that.
fumble defensively leads
Almost
to 6
got
points
sacked.
for the Saints.
Look at that. Bam.
But yes, Michael Thomas is a volume receiver, but he can also make some really big plays, especially with Drew Brees throwing the football.
I love the way you described it. Volume receiver.
Look at that. I was all like, man, get off me.
In other words, if you underestimate him, he'll run past you or he'll just jump over.
You could buy a Lambo with all the money you spent on games. Oh, you have no idea the money I spend on games. It's kind of given back to the community in a way. There's a lot of games I buy I don't give a monkey's ass about. But I buy them because I'm all about showcasing the game. I don't know how to review a video game that requires, you know, a well thought out process and, you know, my brain, I'm being serious, it's all over the place. So all I do is I play a game, I go check it out. I like it. I can't really explain much about it, but I much prefer it than the last game. Seems a bit smoother, whatever. Kind of like vague, but I let people know that as a buyer, I appreciate the money I spent on a game. And then the main thing is you take the gameplay, you look at it, not how good I play the game, and then you kind of make your own judgment on whether or not you think you'd want to buy it. That's pretty much it. So there's a lot of games I buy that I know I'm going to be uninstalling by the end of the day. I don't do that too often because I can't quite afford it. But you have a good perspective on pre-order games. I like it. Thanks. The PS4 video today helped me so much. Oh, no problem. Yeah, it was just a kind of... It's weird, eh? It's all my one-off videos that tend to do the best. You know, just how with Jennifer there said she found my channel. It's
So the task for this offense is preserving.
It's not like it really taught you anything. It was just to share with you, like, hey, you know, it's okay. Don't freak out if your console...
First and 10, here's Breeze. And that is
nice, you know, glitches out. Like, oh my god, what do I do? So, that was really the main point of that video. Breeze is electrified. There we go. There it is. Man, the game is so much smoother. There is 6 million people in the arena, Phil.
And this is obviously quite a performance.
In what arena? I am so confused.
I think we're talking about
what arena now?
who runs the football. In this case,
no hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th.
Come on. Oh! Oh! Oh, you little bastard.
And he's taken down, but able to slip.
I am so confused, I'm not even kidding. There is 6 million people in the arena, Phil. In your arena, 2 times champ. I ain't a champion of nothing. I can promise you that.
No hesitation in this situation. Down a couple scores late in the game. This offense is staying out there on 4th. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh! Interception. Get off me. Nice. That was sweet. Give me that ball. What arena are you talking about, Sparkling? Sparkling Hoax is confusing me today. He says there's 6 million people in my arena. The guy thinks I'm a porn star. What the hell's going on?
Fourth quarter, tight spot here. Kicking team down by 3.
Oh, nice. We're almost done. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
To be recovered by the hands team.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
That should just
They're all
about
charging me when I'm on the ground.
this one.
I did. A little bit. It's because you said, and I quote, "There is 6 million people in the arena, Phil." And then I went, "What? Huh?" And then you said, "In your arena. 2 times champ." So that's why I said I ain't winning nothing.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league.
But anyways, yeah, the big thing I like about football, it's a mixture of, you know, the whole tackling and all that. It's not super fast like constant like hockey and, you know, basketball and soccer where it's like constant.
And not only that, but this is
It's a little bit more relaxed.
One they can hang their hat on.
But I am weird. I'm having a great time. That was actually a good showcase of the game because that update, bar none, is by far the best update on Madden so far. Like, I mean, that was really, really good. Oh, wow. My dudes are getting jacked up. 99, 95. Let's upgrade all players. Yes, I do that automatically because I could give, you know, a rat's butt to do it on my own. We'll create a save point. Saints. Are the graphics going to be any different on the PS5? Oh, well, absolutely. And it's not just the graphics, but we'll touch base on that in a second. He says that a lot. Instead of saying 50K viewers, he says 50 million in the arena. Oh, I get it. Bro, did this dude really ask that question? Yeah, I kind of figured that's what he meant. I kind of figured that's what he meant. It's a good question because let's just take a moment, and I'm gonna play some. I know that I'm kind of all over the place, but that's just a part of my personality. Until I figure out if I want to play some more, I'm gonna do a little Skater XL, something I don't have to pay attention to while we chit chat. I wasn't expecting to have almost half a dozen people in the stream here this late. Let me switch my input so you can actually see what I'm doing. You know, like that time I completely forgot to do it more than once. Yeah, so Madden is going to bring better graphics, and it's not just the graphics. It's things like artificial intelligence, just a lot of other things because of the extra power that the console is able to bring to the table. So a lot of people oftentimes, oh, you know, next-gen console, oh, it's going to look sick, bro. It's going to look so good. But it's not just about the looks. It's loading speeds, unprecedented loading speeds. Like I said, much better artificial intelligence. Like, I mean, way better. It's going to be absolutely maddening. Phil, do you know if Skater XL will get any new maps or new features on the Xbox version? I bought the game, but it gets boring if you can only play on a few maps. Hello, Taunt. Vroom, vroom. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have 100% confidence that they are going to bring more maps to the console. They get it, you know what I mean? That there's no mods, at least at this time. They're not just going to be like, you know, thank you for the $53 Canadian. See you in 5 years when we come out with a new game. They're not going to do that at all. They've been talking about it. Ooh, nice on the 2 wheels, and then right in the nutsack. So as you can see from maps, right here, the Hudland, the streets, and the Grant Park, these were officially made into an official map from the community, as you can see. Obviously, on console, you can't download other people's maps that they've made. That may never come, but I am 100% confident in the developers that as other maps come out, they're going to keep their eyes out. They're going to update the game, which they've already done. The game runs the best it has in the year and a half in its existence in early access. They're going to start plopping in new maps, and they're just going to throw them into your tab. I'm confident that they're going to do that. But yeah. Yeah, so about the graphics again, I'm kind of all over the place there on PS5. Yeah, it's going to look noticeably better. And the reason why that was a good question is because of the following. The last couple of consoles, what happens near the end of a generation of a console, you start getting better graphics. They start, by the end of that generation, developers start to understand the architecture and being able to push that machine to its limits. When it came to the PlayStation 4, that was a little bit different. They were already able to start tapping into it right away because of the type of CPU that it was using and all that. I forget all the technicalities because it's been half a decade since I've read up on that information. Essentially, what it did is allowed them to almost tap into its potential a little quicker, if that makes any sense. And that's why sometimes you don't see a lot of graphic upgrades from one game to the next when there's like yearly titles, because they were already looking quite a bit nicer than last gen. If you compare it to a PS3 game, it's unbelievable right from the get-go, right? So PS5, it's the same thing now. Yeah, I have a PC. I have to have one, or I wouldn't be able to stream. Not like this, I don't think. It's a lot more complicated to stream from a console. I wouldn't be able to have like my nice XLR microphone and all the VSTs I'm using and all that kind of stuff. I've put a lot of money and resources into let's do this one for a bit. Into trying to sound and look as good as I can, you know, the green screen and all that fancy stuff. I don't think you can do that on a console. Because you have to find a way to run the green screen, and yeah. So all those kind of fancy technicalities wouldn't be possible. At least I don't think so. Could be wrong. But yeah, I have a PC. You're having trouble finding a good PC. Well, see, the thing with PCs, right, is, you know, when you say what's good, oh man. Not to be a smart ass, but a lot of times it's just going to end up being like, you know, how much money are you willing to spend? Do you want a laptop? Do you want a desktop? Do you want a micro, a mini ATX form factor? Are you going to be doing software editing, graphic designing? Are you going to be doing video games? Are you going to be streaming a lot? If you're multitasking a lot, you're probably going to want like an Intel CPU chip. If you're doing just pure gaming and you don't care about streaming and all that kind of bullshit, then you probably want to go with the AMD Ryzen chips. You know, there's so many different variables that would have me have, if that made any sense, a different answer. If you're more into, you know, audio, I'm going to have you have more RAM and CPU than having a kick-ass graphics card, right? And then the last one, the most important one, is do you want a pre-built computer or do you want to make your own? Because you're always going to get a better deal making your own... Well, not a better deal per se, but you get the parts that you want. I've never in my whole life had a pre-built computer that I liked all the hardware that was in it. It always has like 80-90% of what I want, and then it doesn't quite have it on the CPU or doesn't quite have it on the graphics card. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to settle for a weaker card. Probably not a straight answer, but yeah. I want one that can run all the new games, like the new COD, for example. Okay, well, then you know, there's other things to consider. Of course, everybody wants to run all the games, right? One of the best things I can maybe suggest is don't always overkill one aspect of your computer over another. Ooh, I think what I mean by that, if I can elaborate, don't do like what I did unless you're like building in parts. Like my computer's 6 years old, okay? Except for my graphics card. I went hog wild on my graphics card. I took, an entire month's saving from YouTube and all that, and I just went bam and bought what I think is a really good graphics card, knowing that I was going to get a huge upgrade from that alone. And then after that, I'm going to build like a whole new computer with the new CPU and all that. If you're buying everything in one shot, don't just dump all your money, unless money's not an issue, into just a graphics card. So many people just, oh, the graphics card. No one talks about the RAM or, the CPU, that kind of stuff. CPU does a lot more than sometimes what I think people realize. Games aren't just graphically intensive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's arguably your number one piece, but if you have a CPU that's old or trailing behind, you're gonna suffer, because you're as strong as your weakest link, right? That's all I'm saying. Is don't get like a like an RTX 2080 Ti, but then you're only gonna get an i5 CPU and expect that to last you for 5 years. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I would be like, dial back on the GPU and spend the extra couple of $100 on a really kick-ass CPU and kind of more properly balance it out, and I don't find a lot of people do that. They go, oh, I just got the entry-level i5 for like $100, and then I spent like $1,000 on a graphics card. I'm like, okay. Were you planning on buying a pre-built computer? Or were you gonna like buy parts and put it together yourself? Yeah, it can be cheaper. You obviously have a lot more control. Alienware, they're expensive, but I like the form factor of Alienware. But they're incredibly expensive, though. You can get a much nicer computer for the same price if you build your own, even if you have to pay the labor to get the people that put it together. I generally build my own, like literally build my own, but this time, because of my YouTube channel, I can't afford to go like a week or whatever without a computer. I don't feel like stressing out about connecting the motherboard to the tower and making sure my computer can turn on, because what's going to happen is my anxiety is going to kick in, and I'll start getting really frustrated and antsy, and it's going to make me sick to my stomach. So what I'm going to do is just pay like the extra $55 Canadian, so like 35, 40 bucks American, and they'll just totally put my whole computer together from scratch. That way, if it takes them a week, 2 weeks, because COVID and all that, who cares? Because I'm on a computer right now as we speak, so that won't matter. And then when the computer comes in my possession, I can just rip out my brand new graphics card I got a couple of months ago, slap it into my new computer, and I'm laughing. Then I'll have this spare computer without a graphics card running. And I could potentially have that computer running as just my, whatchamacallit? Just my computer for monitoring. But I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I might just have it as like a backup. I probably won't bother selling it. It's strong, but it's 6 years old. People are going to want to buy it for like $100, and I'm going to want to tell them to choke on an habanero pepper. It's only because I only bought my Xbox last year, and then almost instantly the Xbox X Series came out. But from what I'm told, PCs don't get outdated. Oh, but they do. They do. It's just the more you spend on them, the less quickly they become outdated. So let me give you a little perspective, just to kind of help you out with what I'm saying. My computer, like I said, minus the graphics card, is 6 years old. Now let's throw in my 6-year-old graphics card that I had, the GTX 970. Okay. So when my computer just 2 months ago was a full-fledged 6-year-old computer, it was running games, for the most part, still better than a PS4 Pro. There was things my 6-year-old computer could do, that my PS4 Pro couldn't do. Now, don't get me wrong, the PS4 Pro's not that old either. It came out, a couple of years ago? Right? So, technically speaking, in terms of technology, my computer was only a few years older. And it could handle things better than my PlayStation. Not night and day, not all the time, but it could. And that was 6 years. And my computer also cost about triple the price of a console. So, what's fun about computers is you can just slowly build them up, like I said. Like, once my graphics started to trail behind a little bit, I went out and blew the price of what would cost for 2 PS4 Pros, or 2 Xbox One X's, if you will. The cost of 2 of those, and I bought a graphics card for that price. So that's insane. You know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of money. But I also got a lot from my computer, and then it allowed me to breathe a bit. Now, in a couple of months, I'm looking to spend the price of, 3 PS5. Well, maybe not quite 3, but 2.5 PS5s kind of thing. So PC gaming's expensive. It really is. Anybody who ever tells you that they can build you a computer for $200, $300, that's as strong as a console, is kind of full of shit. Because my computer tower alone was like $200. My power supply was near $200. So my tower and power supply alone is like the price of a console. But you can do more with them, right? So I find consoles a lot simpler. Their form factor's a lot smaller. Good luck building a powerful PC the size of a PS4. Hello, Big. How's it going? Just see what I mean? Anyways, enough of that. That's what I do, eh? I'm kind of like flip-flopping all over the place. But I'll go back to my Madden, because I was having a lot of fun there. Yeah. It's running so much better. Like, I mean, night and day better. But yeah, if you don't care about mouse and keyboard and playing PC-exclusive games and all that kind of stuff, consoles are really, really good. Another thing to consider about the next-gen console, I know there's only a few people left in here now, is that if you're into sports like Madden, FIFA, NBA, they're getting the next-gen upgrade. And if you purchase the game on this current gen, you're getting the game for free. No catch. You don't need to buy the... Well, except for NBA 2K, that one you need to buy the Mamba edition. But it still saves you 50%. And you're going to get those enhancements again, not just graphics, the way the AI is and everything. And the PC is actually not getting that. So that kind of gives you something to think about. It's like, what? It's very bizarre, it's very odd, but there's just no word on FIFA 21, Madden 21, NHL 21, NBA 2K 21 getting any type of PC update. Then again, NHL is never on PC anyway, so. But yeah. So those are other things to consider too. And console gaming tends to have a little bit better HDR gaming support. And that's only because most people on a computer usually use monitors, and monitors with HDR is still somewhat kind of a newish thing. It's much easier and cheaper to get a TV with HDR than it is to get a monitor with like 4K HDR or even 1080p with HDR. So there's also that too. Yeah, so there's a lot of little things to consider when choosing a console over a PC. A lot of people always say PC's better, PC's better. it can do a lot more, but it also comes with a lot more hassles as well. Don't even get me started on that.
Nothing here in quarter one, but an early test to check in on as we've got a third down situation looming. From the gun, Herbert on third down, and that is incomplete. A solid drive here has this offense in really good position.
Yeah,
Can
let's
they finish
pass
the
it.
drive off? Let's find out.
I find running
First and 10 inside the red
harder.
zone. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half.
I think stuff is a bit more expensive in Canada than...
This
not
offense
really.
is marching the ball
Proportionately,
down
it's about
field
the same.
nicely. In good position. Can they
Oops, I
finish
chose the
drive
wrong
off?
play.
First and 10 in the red zone.
Whatever. We're gonna go with an... yeah.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. This is caught.
There we go.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown.
Like, proportionately, it's relatively comparable.
His second touchdown
Like, the
of
number
season.
can be a lot higher, but our minimum wage is a lot higher. You know what I mean? So it usually sort of balances itself out a bit.
But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl,
But there's no doubt there's some places in the world that have a cheaper or higher cost of living. I don't know. I don't drink milk. I haven't drank milk in over 40 years. So I have
Just
no
over
idea.
90 seconds to go in the first half. The offense with a football.
Ooh,
but they have
let's
it in their own
do
territory.
that one. Okay, I see what he's trying to do there.
On first down, Breeze. He's got his own
Oh.
receiver, Michael Thomas. And they're gonna get this
Wasn't able to truck him down.
before he's taken down. 23 yards, the final tally. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down.
But I mean, I think
He
in
completes
general
and
you can
takes it
probably get
away.
milk in a
Great
carton or a
hands,
bag, I
great
would
ability
assume.
to finish the catch.
I think you can choose.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. Oh, man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll be
So I did a
taken
secure
down
catch. I
deep
think that's where you jump on the ground. I don't know, and that's why I couldn't run. Kind of just flopped to the ground there.
9 yards. 7-yard line. And that's now 2 big catches on this drive.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
The NFL keeps talking about the possibility
Look at the way he
of
caught that
video
ball.
for coaching on the sidelines.
I did
That's
the
not really
secure
yet,
catch, and he
because
just
he'll
kind of
use
threw
pictures.
himself on the
They
ground.
gotta send his picture down to their defense and say, you see him? Cover him.
Yeah, it could be tricky sometimes to do the whole cost of living, and
Chance to make that big
if
play
something's
early here.
truly
It's
more
first and goal
expensive
just
somewhere,
outside
and
the 5. From the gun, it's Breeze.
come on.
But it's incomplete. Casey Hayward, the Pro Bowler, there to knock it away. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal.
Oh, I hope this works.
Well, again, they'll throw with Breeze.
Ah,
Toward the end zone, but that's going to
not doing good here.
Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, but now it's third and goal. Now
I gotta
third
make
and
this
goal
happen.
Following incompletions on first and second down. Now Breeze again.
There, I saw the opening. Boom, went for it.
It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans.
Yeah, the best way to do that is
Michael Thomas.
you have to figure out like how much something costs, and then like what's your minimum wage, like number-wise.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter.
But yeah, there's no doubt there's certain parts of the world where some things are just more expensive, like in comparison to the cost of living.
So the situation, it's third down in the third quarter, and this defense just trying to get the ball back to their offense.
Not too sure how you're supposed to run this play, to be honest. Like that, I guess.
Got some space here.
And I slid. I don't know why I did that, but
17 there, and a New
oh
Orleans
well.
first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game
Well,
at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making
300 pounds. Yeah, so. Yeah, sometimes it depends where things come from, too. Like if something comes from. Oh, I don't know, it's hard to say. Like PlayStation, obviously, you know, Japan, and Xbox originally comes from the US. But, yeah, like let's say something's 500 in Canada. And then 300 pounds in the UK. But your minimum wage is 5 or 6 pounds, and ours is like 16. You see what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden, what seems like it's more expensive because the number's bigger isn't necessarily more expensive per hour because it would take the same amount of working hours to get that item paid for. That's what you'd have to end up comparing. Like, what's the minimum wage in pounds?
Time to jump back in. Opening drive, third quarter. And this offense has it in the red zone, 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down.
Nice.
He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his second touchdown.
I'm probably going to end up going off to bed after this game. It'll be almost an hour. I am getting a bit tired. Had a bit of a long day today. To be honest, I may play a few more games. I'm not too sure, but I haven't had a chance to just kind of like relax and decompress the last few days. It's been pretty hectic. And then as soon as I had a moment, I came right away on the live stream. Let me try to do a run. Oh.
Drive here. Now they're looking to finish it off. 1st and goal in the red zone. Back now here live in
Oh, okay.
New Orleans. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Yeah, let's try a run, because I'm not good at running.
And now it's 1st and goal. Can they finish it off and punch it in the end zone?
Truck it.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here.
Yeah, we're going to go Thomas there. He's on fire.
Set now on 2nd and 1.
Come on. Oh, that was so fast. That was like, boom. Look at that, just right away.
Someone tells me that I get better with age, but Jared Cook is absolutely doing that. 33 years old back in April, had a career high 9 touchdown
33.
catches last year.
They make that sound like it's so old. I get it, there's younger people in football, but man. Well, here, let me check something really quick. Yeah, no problem, Felix. Thanks for stopping by. Like I said, in like the next 2 minutes, I'm probably going to take off from the stream there. But let me just see something. UK minimum wage. Oh, it gives it on a per month. 1,500 euros per month. Well, that's not how I wanted. There we go. See, the new rate of pay will come April 1st. So about £8. £8 an hour. Okay, so this will give you... Yeah, have a nice night. So the minimum wage in the UK is £8. The minimum wage in Canada, where I am, is like 15. Not pounds, but dollars, whatever. Yeah, we have what's called the CFL, the Canadian Football League. Our football's a little bit bigger. I think we have like one less down or one extra. Yeah, so our number is double. So let's say something costs £200, but it's $400 in Canada. incrementally, like proportionately, that's about the same. You and I at minimum wage would have to work the same amount of hours for you to buy your thing at $200 or £200, and then me at 400. So it's more expensive because the number is bigger, but it's proportionately almost literally equal. Almost. That depends. Yeah, so I'm just going to be curious. So like, let's say, I don't know, PS4 Pro in the UK. Yeah, so like a PS4 Pro in the UK is £380. Okay, PS4 Pro, £380. Yeah, you see that? And then in Canada, it's $500. Oh yeah, of course. But you see what I'm saying? So in the UK, it's £380 for an Xbox or for a PS4 Pro. 380, but in Canada it's 500. It's like, oh my god, much bigger number, but we're almost doubling your minimum wage. So actually by that token, I think we would have to work less hours in Canada in our pocket to get that PS4 Pro than you would have to work. You'd have to work more hours. So even though your number is lower, it's actually more expensive on your end. But yeah, I've heard of rugby. I've played it a little bit. Hello, Big Shrek.
Nothing to lose now. This
But yeah, I'm going to be taking off after this match. Put in about an hour. Like I said, I like streaming. It's nice. It's fun.
They snap it to Herbert.
Oh, I shoved him. I was just like, screw you. Should have given him a spear.
No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
Look at that move. I mean, I botched it there. I should have caught it, but then look at me, just right there. And bam! That was funny. Well, not funny, but yeah.
All right, so the onside kick forthcoming. This one resting on the shoulders of the hands team.
I'm gonna have to try a
And the Saints hands team able to rein this
simulation someday. Oh, of course I have.
Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. And they've got to figure out how to stop some of the highlights.
Just looking something up. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, yeah. Rugby is said to have originated in England, in Warwickshire, England. That same year, the first international match ever was between England and Scotland. And no, that wasn't supposed to be an accent from there. Don't ask me what that was. But yeah. Well, another thing that most people don't know is where basketball was invented. Canada. Not the good old US of A. Oh no. We may only have one NBA team, and the US has like the rest of the 99% of the teams. But that shit was invented on my home ground.
Time here for this defensive side. They need to get the ball back to their offense. They have a chance to do that on third down.
All right, Sanders, make me proud.
From the gun on third down, Breeze.
Get that. That's it. 44-yard touchdown.
Emmanuel Sanders, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is,
really?
We're going to give you everything we've got.
What language is that? One of my old best friends was from Wales. Hold on a second here. Wait a second there. Oh, I know what you're... Yeah. Gym rig. Yeah. I get what you're saying. It's like an old... Yeah. Welsh language is still spoken through. Yeah, about 20% of the people still speak it, including people in nearby England. Yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, you can learn a lot of stuff from talking to people from different parts of the world.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves,
Right.
I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we
Well,
saw
that was fun.
didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments
Definitely,
necessary.
definitely. Yep. Was hauling some ass there. I may have to crank up the difficulty a bit, but going to pro might be a little extreme. But I mean, I'll still play with it. Then there's simulation. I have it on arcade. I know arcade means bigger plays, more touchdowns. But is that because the game's actually harder? Because you can still have it on rookie simulation or like rookie arcade. You know what? I'll look that up when I'm in bed. That's probably what I'm going to do. 13 players were upgraded. View weekly awards. No, we'll advance the week. Yeah, I'll save it here and I'll, usually, yeah. Hopefully. Because there's a lot of stuff out there. Yeah, like my old friend that was from Wales, he definitely didn't speak that language. At all. Alright, so that's done. Yep, so that'll be it for me. I'll maybe be around tomorrow. Like I said, I've just been spending the last couple days playing around with wires behind my TV, and like I said, I had a 27-inch monitor for a while. And it was fun, but it was still a lot of money. I didn't like how close to being broke I was going to be from having that. And the reason I went to that is because my TV's 5 years old. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's too big. 43 inches. So like my microphone stand, when it comes on an angle towards me, I've talked about this many times, it kind of starts to get in my field of view, because my TV's so wide. So if I gave you a gun, what would you do with it? Oh, let me be a smartass. If you were in the process of going to give me a gun, I wouldn't even touch it, because I don't feel like getting arrested and going to jail. Right? I don't live in Texas. I live in a place where you get caught with a gun that's given to you, and you're going to jail. Like, it's pretty hardcore. Not much, just about to get off the stream. I've already been streaming for an hour. Kind of feel like just playing on my iPad type thing. I mean, I might play another game on my own there, but it's just I'm getting a bit tired. Like I said, there's times where I just kind of feel like relaxing by myself. I haven't had a chance to really do that the last few days. I was just replaying with my 43-inch TV there, like I was telling people. The monitor was fun, but it had a few issues, and it wasn't quite perfect. So I just brought it back, got my money back, and I'm just going to wait. I might save up for something else. either get a new computer or maybe a new TV. Yeah, but it's an odd number, but it's a popular size. I mean, we could say 27-inch is also an odd number, right? Like, why 27? Why not 26? Why not, an even 25? Why 55-inch? Why is it 55, 43? Why isn't it 45-inch? Sometimes you can get weird numbers like a 39-inch TV. That shit's weird. You don't get what? Oh, you don't get it. Yeah, well, I don't know who decides what the standard is going to be. Even 40-inch is a somewhat, kind of well-known TV size. Yeah. But generally speaking, for TVs, it's like 24-inch and 32. There's very rarely any 27-inch TVs, but there's a lot of 27-inch monitors. There's a lot of 32-inch TVs and 32-inch monitors, but most 32-inch TVs are 720p and all that kind of stuff. Later, Big Shrek. Oh, yeah, for sure. I use a small TV, which is only around 75 pounds, as a monitor, and it worked fine. It's just the graphics, yeah. But yeah. I forgot if I saved my game, so I'll do it again. There we go. But yeah, I'm probably just going to relax for a few more minutes and go to bed. But yeah, so I got my 27-inch monitor on the side. It's 10 years old, but it runs like a beast. It looks amazing. It actually looked and performed better than the brand new monitor I bought. A brand new monitor was no better than my 10-year-old TFT Asus monitor. It's ridiculous. So I was like, psh, get out of here. Yeah, laptops can be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm eventually probably going to go to a 32-inch TV. I like having a remote. I like being able to easily switch my inputs without having to fiddle around too much. I like having multiple HDMI ports. Monitors generally don't quite have as much unless you pay much higher dollar. You won't get as many inputs as a TV generally. There's just a lot of pros and cons to both. No, I've just been too busy. Please tell me you don't have cable. I have never had cable in my life. My parents had cable, like when I was younger. But since I've been living on my own, I've never once had cable. I mean, I have it now, but it's free. I don't pay for it. So I still don't consider myself having cable because I don't pay for it. I don't watch it. Yeah, within reason. It depends what you want to watch. I get like free Netflix and Crave and all these weird subscriptions for free and cable. So, I mean, I still watch like Seinfeld, Friends, Sons of Anarchy. You're not really going to get to watch those on YouTube. I just got a G213. Oh, I have no idea. My keyboard and my mouse is pretty special, pretty nifty. And I have never looked at a keyboard in over half a decade. I have some type of like neon green Razer mouse and keyboard. Watching Benoit matches because WWE keeps him so hit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get why they did that a bit. because of that, whole thing there. But, yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to go to bed. Well, UFC's a lot different. It's a completely different beast. I equally enjoy the two of them. For different reasons. Some aspects of wrestling I love way more than UFC. And then there's some aspects of UFC I like a lot more. So in other words, for me, neither one replaces the other. Synergistically, I have to have both. Yeah, it's all about entertainment. Wrestling is a lot more flashy and stuff like that. UFC is two people half naked on top of each other on the ground sweating, trying to hug each other really, really tight until one of them chokes. It's a lot less flashy. It's a lot more real, but it's a lot less flashy, right? It's not as acrobatic. That's what I love about WWE. The scripting, sure, but it's all like improv on the spot. It's absolute madness, the talent that these people have. Because it's not fake. Wrestling isn't fake. It's scripted. There's a huge difference. When you get a chair shot in wrestling, that's not fake. You're getting hit for real. It's there's nothing fake about wrestling. Wrestling is so real that wrestlers have more injuries than UFC fighters. Absolutely. Like when wrestlers go into the ring, a lot of people are like, oh, it's just fake. Just because something's scripted doesn't mean it's fake. Right? Like it's predetermined, but they don't go in there and go like, okay, bro, so check it out. After I like fake punch you, like turn around and go for like an elbow drop and I'll like block it and then I'll like kick you in the shin. You'll go down. I'll go off the ropes and I'll bop you behind the head. Like that's not how they do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, movies are fake. Oh yeah. Big time. But sometimes I don't think people know the difference between fake and scripted. Like I'll give you watch this. Oh, I guess you can't see this. I'll show you something that's very real. It would have helped if I would have switched this over. Now what I'm about to show you is not fake. That right there was not fake. It was scripted. He knew it was coming, probably. Like that slap that he gave him, I promise you, if that guy slapped you, you'd either be crying or making that face he's making right there.
That's like a cannon going off.
You know what I mean? Like they are so into their like skill. Like even just look at this. Well, I kind of botched it there. Like you could hear the tap. There isn't someone going there going. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the amount of precision that it takes to actually hit the guy. When you get slapped, those chair shots are real. I could promise you, man, it's the fucking real deal. Like, I mean, and not only that, it's the choreography. You got two wrestlers. Oh no, it did, trust me. In some instances, maybe they don't, but a lot of times they absolutely do. Punches, they hit each other, they know how to hit each other. There's certain techniques you can really bop the guy, but you won't bruise him. But a lot of times they can get bruised too. But the hits are, they're quite real. There's a lot of nasty, nasty risks that these people take, and Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. Like, what was it? Mankind, Undertaker, I forget now. Yeah, this one. This is like a very... I gotta mute it, otherwise it's gonna... Oh, there, like right there? Like that hit right there, that was real. And I promise you, he didn't just love tap him with that chair. That was like the real deal. Another real chair shot. And a lot of times you can actually even see the chairs getting dented. It's, they are some of the toughest bastards in the world, and this guy, Mankind. You want to tell me that's fake? Was that a fake body? Was that fake gravity? Was there cables holding him so it right at the last minute he didn't actually like splat? Oh, and then when the cables held him up from actually like falling, they had a guy underneath the table and he just kicked the legs underneath so it looked like it crashed. That is some absolute maddening shit. You know what I mean? Like it's yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. Like I said, the wrestling world is pretty wild. No, but you know what I mean though? Like it's something else. Like I said, sometimes they angle things a certain way, and obviously, but yeah, like I mean, let's take a look at a move that probably doesn't hurt too much, but it probably does.
What is it?
But even a move like that, you know, like I mean, I'd have to slow it down, but even a move like that, like when he jumps and he's completely parallel with the ground, 3-4 feet off the ground, and then you just land and then you see the body bounce. Now, sure, he probably had his chin tucked into his shoulder to absorb the shock, but you might be surprised. It might have even actually hurt Randy Orton a little bit too, just landing flat on your back. I've been in a real professional wrestling ring, and I promise you those canvases are not soft. They are hard. Like they really, you know, they're hard. Undertaker is tougher than any MMA fight. Oh, Undertaker's tough. Like I said, Cactus Jack, or AKA Mankind, the guy that got thrown off there, off the ring, he's done real thumbtack matches where you have real thumbtacks in your body. Yeah, it is. It's very, very different. But again, fake is, you know, there's some fakeness to it, in that there are times where, you know, like they pretend like they're going to hit someone with a sledgehammer and the hand kind of covers it a bit because you would kill someone, right? So, yeah, let me just do Cactus Jack thumbtacks. I'm going to show you something that's not fake. No rope, real barbed wire, board thumbtack deathmatch. This is the same guy that got thrown off. Where is it? Undertaker has done more to his body than John Jones can... Oh, absolutely. John Jones would still end him in the octagon. Okay, well, no one said he could or couldn't. No one thinks wrestling is real. Yeah, it's pulled punches, but the bumps are... Yes, that's right, it takes a toll. They do it all year round. Oh, yeah. It's, But UFC looks more brutal. Well, yeah, because you're actually out there trying to knock the other mofo out. or strangle the piss out of him until he literally taps for real. Yeah, Rey Mysterio actually killed someone with a kick to the face. Yeah, it's real. What I find cringy is a dude who sits at home with no athletic ability and can't fight, saying this fighter can be this guy in the octagon. But anyhow, my point is, yeah, it's curved. He probably didn't actually, crush his trachea, his windpipe, right? There's no doubt about that. So that we could say is fake. When he was headbutting them, putting his hand in front, and he did like 6 headbutts, oh, those were totally fake. But just the whole presentation, the whole package deal, that's not like a piece of Lego. Those are real barbed wires that are there. Those guys are actually getting shredded. Now, mind you, this is not the norm, but it's Cactus Jack, man. It's the same guy that got thrown off. Like, the shit is insane. Yeah, Rey Mysterio. Yeah. And I'm 42, and I've done wrestling and martial arts on and off most of my life. And I've had a lot of fun. But yeah, overall, if I were to pick a profession and I felt like I wanted to live, to not have Parkinson's disease or some type of like cranial damage, I would join the UFC over WWE if I wanted to treat my body nicer. A lot of people just don't fucking get it. They really just don't get it. I got right up before my black belt. I know it's kind of like, are you kidding me? I went all the way there. Like, all the way there. I just needed another 5 or 6 months, and I had it. But it was a pretty dark time in my life. A lot of things happened, and I just stopped at cold turkey. I ended up moving halfway across, the country, more than halfway across the country, and just got into drugs, alcohol, some other stuff, and I just never bothered officially going back. I was a white belt for a week. Yeah. Well, again, you can have a white belt dude that could kick a black belt's ass. I mean, a bit unlikely, but you just don't know what that white belt person's been through, right? If they're like a good wrestler or a good street fighter, and they're just really tough, right? All a black belt means, you got to remember, all a black belt means is you went through the program. It doesn't mean you're Bruce Lee, right? I was orange belt, green belt. I was 6 months in, and I was kicking the crap out of 3/4 of the black belts that were there because I was putting in more time than they were. They were the black belt. They went through the program. They cruised through it. They were putting in a couple of hours a week. I was putting in a couple of hours a day. I was almost cranking in 20 hours a week, if not more. It was like a full-time job. It was like all I lived and breathed. There's no girls. There's no partying. There's no weed. There's no alcohol. It was 100% ass kicking. That's all I did. And I took on the best. My 6th degree black belt sensei, who would take me aside after classes or early on the weekends and was like, you want to learn how to fight? You want to be the best? Let's go. And oh man, I had the time of my life. It was just amazing. Damn, I'm a black belt and I want to fight professionally, but it's a hard path. Oh, yeah. Well, boxing is a sport, man, I really gotta go. Boxing is a sport I enjoy a lot. It's an incredibly taxing sport. The training is very, intense. Well, kind of like MMA with UFC. Of course, there's no kicking, there's no choking. The fights don't end up on the ground, but boxers have the best hands in the world. That's why MMA fighters, that's why they're called MMA, right? Let's not forget what MMA is. It's an actual science. It's a breakdown of 3 of the best arts in the world: Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling for the grappling, And those hands, boy, boxing. Oh, yeah. Life is fake. We're all living in the Matrix. But boxing is just a different art because it's just that pure, like, it's just get these hands, mofo. You know what I mean? It's stand up. There's no kicking. There's no grabbing. It's just let me just punch your face inside out until your ass is gone and you can't get up on your own. And it's just like a completely different take. It's like it's wildly different than UFC, but to me, it's still an exhilarating sport. Those gloves, they might be padded. Trust me, I've been punched with them. You can feel it. Obviously, it's not like bare knuckle fighting, but you can seriously get screwed up. And I love boxing. Like overall, I really enjoy it. It's very different. Oh yeah. Owen Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Macho Man. They're just all together, just partying right now. But yeah, I very much enjoy boxing. Like, typical Mike Tyson, my favorite boxer of all time. I have a lot of respect for Floyd Mayweather. I don't really like him as a person. He's not really my kind of guy, but it's kind of hard to, ignore a flawless, undefeated streak. Guy's never been, taken out. It says something. But yeah. However, if I had to pick between what I'd want to train in, I would want to train in MMA because it's real life fighting. It'll help you for self-defense, which is what I've taken my whole life because I was bullied as a kid really nastily and violently. So that's why I got into martial arts at an early age, and that helped tremendously. Wrestling won't really, no offense, help you become a better fighter, but if you train professionally as a wrestler, you'd like to think you're going to be fit and you're training, you become stronger, better cardio. That can make a big difference in a fight. But I would be more into learning MMA, and then part-time on the side, I would further enhance my hands. Because in a fight, if you're normal, your hands are going to be quicker than anybody's legs. Your hands are huge. But yeah, so I would probably do boxing and MMA, even though there's boxing in MMA. I'm just saying, like, with that extra time that you spend, I would probably spend less time streaming, less time doing YouTube, and I'd spend those extra couple of hours just, doing like the speed bag and all those things. Really works on the eye-hand coordination. You can have a strong punch, but if you can't connect someone who's moving, or you fight someone who actually knows what they're doing, you can be in some serious trouble. Yeah, kickboxing is cool too, for sure. Kickboxing, yeah, like your typical Chuck Norris who actually fought Bruce Lee. It's tricky because you have to learn all the boxing stuff, but also have to learn other sports that involve kicking. Yeah. Conor McGregor, he's a wild card. I love him for that flashy, trash-talking WWE entertainer. He's an entertainer, and he knows how to fight. The guy like me, I don't think he was on disability, but he was on the streets in financial ruins. He was going nowhere fast, and he made something of himself. He became a legit self-made millionaire, kicking people's asses. He's got immature temper tantrums. But I mean, apart from that, I like him as a wild card. Now, if you were to ask me who's my overall just number one, ever, it's probably George St. Pierre. Just a humble, mature, well-disciplined, fighter. He's not super small. He's not super big. He's just like, kind of like the size and look I'd want to be. But yeah. I just think it's ignorant to call wrestling. Well, yeah, that's what it would be because we know a lot more about the sport now. We know a lot more that yeah. Well, you'd be surprised. My reflexes are pretty much just as good as they were in my 20s. I mean, I'm not dead yet. Every person's a little bit different. I mean, sure, age gets you after a while, right? But, within reason, You could be 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and if you've been training hard your whole life, you're going to be taking out the average punk unless they have a shotgun or something on the streets. You know, most people aren't well trained in fighting. A lot of people train, they work out with weights, they look like $1 million, but they couldn't kill a fly, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm 42 and a gamer, but I'm a lot more than that. Oh, you have no idea what I do off the camera, though. I jog every day. I run, I work out. Like I said in the past, it's been a slow thing, but I mean, I've lost over like 130 pounds by now. Oh yeah. A lot of people have a misconception. If you don't look athletic, you look a little soft, that you can't fight, you can't be strong, you can't run. That's a huge misconception. Just because you have big pecs and bulging super round biceps and a six-pack doesn't mean you're cool, doesn't mean you're special, and it doesn't mean you know how to fight and defend yourself. Most bodybuilders don't know how to fight because they didn't spend their time learning how to fight. They spent their time learning how to look good. Not a lot of people balance that out. I mean, there are, don't get me wrong, like your John Jones again, super built, right? You're ripped, you're toned. George St. Pierre, Conor McGregor, right? But then look at someone like Dan. Oh, let me show you one guy and then I gotta go. I'm gonna show you a guy, this dude. One of the toughest sons of bitches I've ever seen. Okay? Look at that. Look at that. That's what I look like. I look like that, roughly. Oh, yeah, I have. Like this dude, you saw him down the street and you didn't know he was MMA? Look, you see the bulging biceps? He ain't got no bulging biceps. That's about what my arms look like. I have a bit of a bigger chest. My handles look... Actually, you know what? I actually pretty much look like this dude straight up. Maybe just a little bit leaner now. But you don't want to fuck with this guy. Look, where's his biceps? His shoulders peak higher than his bicep. You want to tell that to his face? He's one of the fucking best fighters today. People seriously got to get out of their heads that you have to look all super ripped. All that means is you have low body fat. Yeah, that's about what I look like. My chest might be a little bit better, but just to keep it simple, that's kind of roughly what I look like. Nothing special, you know, at all. But dude will fuck you up 6 ways from Sunday. Because this doesn't tell you how actually tough he is, right? One of the most important things to being a fighter. You can look the part, but if you can't take it, man. John Jones, like lean, right? I mean, compared to him, sure. Who's that other guy that I really like that, no offense, doesn't look like much? He's a pride fighter. Oh my God, how did I forget it? One of my favorite fighters of all time. Fedor Emelianenko. Look at this dude, man. If you didn't know who he was, look at this guy, man. One of the toughest bastards in the world. This dude. Now, apart from his crazy looking face. Yeah. But I'm just saying. Be honest, straight up, if you didn't know that was Fedor Emelianenko. Look at the chest, look at the arms. Nothing like, ooh, right? Dude will fuck you up, man. Like, look at that, he's got a gut hanging. But that don't mean shit, because he's one fucking sick bastard. Right? People think, like I said, you gotta be like a Brock Lesnar to be a badass. And you really don't. And this dude is like in his 40s too, I think now. Ah, there, he's a year older than I am. Literally, same generation. But yeah, like I said, that doesn't look like a monster fighter. Straight up. He looks kind of soft. Doesn't really look like he hits the gym much. You know? Like, wow. But he's strong as fuck. Right? That's the thing. It still baffles me to this day that people have that mentality, though, right? That if you look kind of soft and pudgy, you're probably like some weakling. No, it just means, you know, you don't know when to put the fork down. Yeah, see, look at Brock there. Super jacked, massive arms and pecs. People think you gotta look like that to be a badass fighter. Or like this guy, like your stereotypical, like, you know, ripped and shit, right? Oh, yeah, and Fedor, man, Fedor, he trains, he fucking jogs. Look at that, soft, no muscle definition. But he will fuck you up bad. Like, I mean, real bad. This dude right there is like one of my favorite fighters in the world. Him and George St. Pierre. They're like by far my two favorite. This guy can jog. He can take an ass whooping like no tomorrow. Because what's the point in looking like this, all jacked and ripped? You get bitch slapped once you're on the ground crying. Oh, there's a way to hitting, and, you know, if you have a glass jaw, you have a glass jaw. You know what I mean? You can't really work on that. I mean, you sort of can. It's your body's defense mechanism. You know, some people get knocked out easily. That doesn't also mean that they're weak either. But, oh, there he is, George St. Pierre. But yeah. Yeah, a lot of UFC fighters, some of the best fighters, funny enough, that I like, they're not even all that built. And then sometimes if they want to make a higher weight division too, it's probably easier to put on a 20-pound gut than 20 pounds of muscles, right? Yeah, a lot of these guys, they just, yeah, but like you said, they train hard. Anyways, I gotta get going to bed there. Like big time. Oh yeah, and that doesn't mean anything either. I call those people wire people. Look at Conor McGregor. 150 pounds soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean you can't throw hands, you can't throw feet. Someone might chuck you across the room because you're 150 pounds, but what if you're tough as nails and you're able to get up? What if the dude can't be knocked out? You know? He just grabs your fucking face. It's a misconception, right? That the bigger the person is, ooh, this dude's gonna floor you. Maybe. What if the dude can't catch him? Right? But yeah, I'll be around tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, I might be around tomorrow morning sometime and a little bit throughout the day. All right, bye for now.